Okay, gonna do a test drive 1986 Jeep Grand Wagoneer. Factory, all options, sunroof, power everything, power windows, seats, AC, tilt wheel, automatic, two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. It's got some really good options in this year. It was fully restored a few years ago. Definitely take a look at the ad in depth and other videos we have. I always like doing these test drive videos so you can see this thing running as if you were here in person, and also see it down the highway, how it manners, how it behaves, its get up and go. And it's just important. I think it's a really important aspect of selling something online, especially if you're an out-of-state buyer, to give you the extra confidence that you need to make a purchase like this. Sometimes is all the difference with a video. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns while you're watching this, please feel free to give us a shout, and we can go from there. So it is, I've said this repeatedly, it is carbureted, so it is something a little bit, we've had it running today, so it's running, and once it gets up and running, or if it's warm out, it's fine, but it's a little cold-blooded. One of my suggestions would be, if that's something that bugs you, to go ahead and do the fuel injection on it. It is really easy to do, and it's fairly inexpensive. It was something we were going to do, but we just ran out of basically time, and we were wanting to put all of our money, all of our eggs into our business right now. So, but I'll go ahead and show you. So it's even though it's been running, I still give it a couple pumps of gas, and then I'll pump it until I get it running here in a second. And hopefully, well, I flooded it. Oh, baby. Alright, so that took a little bit longer than it usually does. But nonetheless, it's just one of the things that I don't like about this. It is carbureted. It's kind of the nostalgia of owning something this old. But again, with today's technology, it's pretty easy to put fuel injection on these. Matter of fact, if it's something you wanted to have done, our shop does those. We do quite a bit of them, and we definitely could, after you buy it, we could talk about that. So temp's cold, everything's good on it, oil pressure's good. Roll down these windows. We're gonna get a little wind noise, but I'm gonna hand it to my fiance. She's actually her Jeep, and she's gonna do the video. So, and you won't see our faces unless you come out here and buy this guy, and then you'll see our faces. So. The only thing that's not factory inside of this Jeep is the stereo, but it does work, and I have it on our country station right now. I'm not going to have that on much though. I want you to be able to hear this as if you were here in person. So we'll go through about a 5-10 minute video here, and just show you. It really is a blast to drive, and a pleasure to drive. We were on a dirt road, so it's kicking up a little bit of the rock stuck in the tires first part of this, but they'll go away here soon. You can hear how smooth it is. There's no shakes in the steering wheel. I'll get on the highway and let it go just to show you our confidence there. The tilt looks good. This is a solid steering wheel, meaning that there's no bearing that's bad or anything like that. She gets up and goes. I mean, she has absolutely no problem keeping up with other cars on the interstate. Got this big V8 360 in it, whatnot. So these windows up for now. Roll the windows up so you can hear the engine. Now I'm flooring it right now, so that's why the tranny's not kicking down. If I let off on the gas, it'll kick down like it just did. Shift's good, nice and firm but smooth, which is what you want. And you know, right now we're going. Speedometer's a little shaky, but it says about 70. As you can see, there's no shakes in it or anything like that. see the temperature gauge does work. It is slowly crawling up. It does stay relatively cool though. This is a fairly cool, let's see if I can grab it for a second here and focus on it. There you go there. And our only thing that's bouncing a little bit is the speedometer. That cable could be a little bit loose or old on there. But it does work. It actually works fine at lower speeds. It's just when you get up fast, it starts kind of moving. So, gonna go ahead and get on I-25 here, north of Denver, Colorado. If you're wondering where you're at, and if you can see those beautiful mountains in the background, I wouldn't have any problem saying this Grand Wagoneer wouldn't make a road trip. I think you'd probably do just fine. Again, my preference would be to have fuel injection before you do something like that, but you can see it. I'm flooring it right now just so I can get up to highway speeds, keep up with all these other crazy drivers. So now we're going about 80, which is about the speed of the interstate right now. And I'm going to slow down because I'm actually creeping up on these cars in front of me almost too fast. So looks in this thing. Everybody that drives by is looking over at it. It's quite the cool old vehicle, quite the classic, I should say. And with this big motor, it'd have no problem pulling something, towing something. They really built these things like tanks back in the day. This is a solid vehicle and well protected. Something to consider if you're wanting to put a son or daughter in this thing. This thing is built like a tank. I assure you it would win. That's our little shop out there, little blue building. We specialize in used and new Jeep parts, but have an acre of used Jeep parts. We're one of the largest Jeep specifically only yards in the country, so definitely think about us if you're ever looking for used parts. You can really tell this drivetrain does match the exterior when they went through this thing a few years back. You don't get a motor that runs this well unless it's got some low miles on it. Anyway, we're going to come off the off-ramp here. You'll be able to hear the brakes. There's nothing going to be, no squeaky, no weird noises like that. It does have AC, like I mentioned earlier. It comes out a lower unit, which is the way Jeeps used to do them, which doesn't come out the normal heater. Man, so it's kind of unique in that. Heat does work in it. And it's got all these little compartments. There's the Jeep original owner's manual. Better watch when I'm driving here. Alright, I'm going to give it a little gas and go around this turn. About 50 now, so we're breaking the law already. 45, going 60 and a 45. And this isn't a Subaru all-wheel drive vehicle, so I can't take these turns as fast as I'd like to, but it still does, you know, that's about 70 around that turn. And it did just fine, so it does handle very, very well. AC blows cold. Ice cold action, feels great. So nothing really needs be done to this thing. I mean, you can literally get in it, drive it as is, not do anything to it, and really enjoy it for what it is. Or you can get in it and do a lot more to it. It just kind of depends on what you want to do with it. But it's a great starting point no matter what. Something that I think you'll be very pleased with, and whatnot. One thing that I noticed that don't work very well are these power mirrors, actually. This one, the driver's side seems to work okay, but the passenger side doesn't seem to want to adjust. I don't know if the wire's not going to it or what. You can manually adjust them like you can on the old vehicles. Not a problem. Alright, so, want to know how four-wheel drive works? Turn this guy off here. I think it's a good idea always to put these at complete stop, but this is pretty easy, just flip it over. And there's vacuum underneath that's engaging a little coupler that sucks over and connects everything together. I'll put it back into drive. And then, I guess I was already in drive, wasn't I? But, and you can tell it'll start kind of get your, as you turn tight on this guy. These things are incredible turning radiuses. But now, if you're wanting to know how to go to low range, you go back into neutral here, and then you're in four-wheel drive and you got low range down here, so you just pull back on it, if I can get it to do it right now. And we'll have to mess with that a little bit. It was working fine yesterday, so. But anyway, anything else, if you have any questions, comments, let me know. Oh, there's the four-wheel drive there. It wasn't actually, that's probably why it wasn't engaging. There's your four-wheel drive light down there. And I bet this goes, yep, now it goes just, well, now I'm in drive. That's, can't be in drive when you do this. That's a no-no. So I may have screwed it up by doing that, so there we go. So it grinds a little bit going in. These old ones kind of do. And now you're in four-wheel drive. Now, we turn on this guy, you can really hear this thing. Feel that nice, kind of bouncy, make me kind of car sick kind of feeling in it. So, but everything does work as properly as it should in here. So to disengage it, go back into neutral here, make sure you're out of gas, give a little gas, make sure you don't move, and then go ahead and put that guy all the way down. That puts it into high. Okay, you could also put this in neutral if you're going to tow it or something, and then you go two-wheel drive, flip that over. You can kind of hear that vacuum because there's vacuum that goes up in here. And then I always say on these old vehicles it's good to put them in four-wheel drive or reverse, kind of back up a few feet, and then put it back into drive, and then usually go down the road a little ways and that'll kick out. So okay, so, and that light finally went off there, you can see it over there. Okay, so everything does work in it. Lights are here, interior, windows, I guess. What is this one, a window? Oh, that's your back window there. So, there's also a way to roll that down from back there, but I showed you in another video. But other than that, I think that does it. So, give me a holler if you need anything else. Thanks a lot.